Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to your mid-November general reading. Remember that these are general readings, so if they don't resonate with your situation, don't try to force it. I am open for personal readings, and you can either book straight through on my Etsy shop for that, or you can email me, and both are in the description box. So, Capricorn, let's see what's going on. Ooh. Page of Pentacles and Queen of Pentacles came out. The Sun. Four of Cups. Quite a contrast. Knight of Swords. Two of Swords. We had that exact combination come out in one of the readings earlier, Knight of Swords and Two of Swords. Nine of Wands. And Six of Cups. Capricorns. Okay. So I see here in the past, we have the Page of Pentacles, which can be about a gift, it can be about an offer, but on this card, it's about new experiences. And that's clarified by the Queen of Pentacles, which the word on this card is growth. So I see that you going through a phase of, trying to do new things. And not even just like new physical activities, but trying to do stuff like emotionally that's out of your comfort zone, previously. And so you've been trying to push yourself into spaces for yourself to grow. And what I'm seeing is that, like, obviously the purpose of intentionally, stepping out of your comfort zone is because we want to be happier in life. We want to be more fulfilled. We want to be more balanced. We want to have more meaning. But, I get the sense that, with the Four of Cups here, that, there's also some disappointment in that process as well. I mean, it's heavy. Going through growth is always heavy because, essentially when you're stepping out of your comfort zone, you're going to it's going to bring up fears. It's going to bring up anxieties. It's going to bring up self-doubt, anytime you're doing something new. And so I see, a sense of awareness of that pain, but also contrasted with, like, that you're going in the right direction. You are going towards your happiness, but you're not, you're still feeling what you feel when you're growing, right? Then we've got the Knight of Swords, which can be about a hasty action. The word on this card is spontaneity. And then Two of Swords can be about like a stuck energy when you're at a crossroads. So, I sense that you came up against some sort of crossroad here along your journey. And, it may have come from a sense of, spontaneity in that. It may have been something that you kind of quickly fell into or rushed towards, or, made a snap decision because, you were in this energy of being at a crossroads and having to make a decision. So you just made a decision, right? And then now I'm seeing the Nine of Wands, which is a card about, it's carrying a lot of burdens and responsibilities, but it's also about having the determination to see it through to the end. And then that's clarified by the Six of Cups, which is a card about memories and nostalgia, like childhood. And the sense that what I'm getting is that as you've been going through this process of pushing yourself outside your comfort zone, you've seen that actually a lot of these fears and anxieties have come from your childhood, right? And that's, absolutely the correct answer. Because as we do that shadow work, The first part of it is that self-awareness, that awareness and identifying, what our traits and responses and habits and patterns are. But then the second part of that is connecting to where that comes from. Where do, those expectations come from? Where does that, sense of lack of security come from? And a lot of times those are dynamics that we've seen, in in between us and our parents, or us and our siblings, or if there was in particular like a toxic person within, or people within that dynamic, that created a lot of those learning patterns for us in terms of how we gain attention or gratification or our expectations from relationships, right? Okay. So, Capricorn, amazing work, by the way. That's what I really see in this reading is that you've been really dedicated to that journey, to that inner journey of growth and expansion. And you're doing that hard work. That shadow work is like, it's tough. It is not for it is not for the weak, Everyone is on their own journey. How can you focus more on your own path? I understand too that when you're working through these issues, and especially as you start correcting them in yourself, often then we can become, unpaid educators of everybody else, right? And sort of there's a phase in between you starting your own journey of inner work and development, and sort of getting to a significant, amount of healing on that. Because at some point you do recognize that everybody is on their own journey, and people trigger you less. But in between that self-awareness, because once you gain that tool of self-awareness, you start to see it in everyone around you, right? And that can be frustrating. But just remember that it's not your job to fix anyone else, right? You can only control yourself, and you can only control your responses. And you are your one and only main priority in terms of this life and this world, right? Not to say that we don't have a multitude of other responsibilities around us, but just remember that you don't owe anybody else a fixing, right? You only owe that to yourself, and you're doing a great job of getting there. Come together, we need each other. Where have you been separating yourself or pushing against others in the world? I understand this kind of process requires at multiple stages going into like hermit energy and disconnecting yourself from the world. But do remember, and that can become addicting, right? I love being by myself. That's my happiest time. It's just like by myself with my animals, right? So that can be addicting, and this is probably some advice for me too, right? We do the point of being here is ourselves, but also connectedness is very important, and especially there's points that you really got to connect with your soul tribe, and in between these stages of healing, that those reconnections with our soul tribe, and not only reconnections but connecting, finding them, meeting them, that helps massively to kind of facilitate our journey, because then you're with people who can connect and understand what you're going through on that level too. And it doesn't have to be physically, it can even be online and stuff. There's lots of groups. Hi, Ganymede. House 5, passion, play, children, confidence, and creativity. So, with this card coming out, I'm getting a call that like, that you've been doing a lot of heavy work, but just remember that, to balance that too with doing things that bring you passion, that bring out the inner child in you. Because again, like, especially as you're going through and revisiting your childhood, you can dredge up some really uncomfortable stuff, and it's very multifaceted. It's definitely an evolution in terms of learning to see, your childhood from more objective eyes, but then also more compassionate eyes. It's an opportunity for us to learn and understand ourselves. But when you're doing that, because it is so heavy, you want to make sure that you also Give yourself and your inner child that opportunity to play, to release, and to heal in ways that a child does, right? You know, when they fall down and skin their knees and get hurt, you know, they got to cry it out, and they got to get their band-aid and you know, and get seen to. But then after that, what do they want to do? You know, like they want to go run right back out and play. So, you know, make sure to interrupt yourself from time to time to go and do that. Because that's going to give you healing energy, and it's also going to build confidence and creativity as you go through this journey. Okay. Really great reading for you guys, Capricorns. If this resonated for you, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me build my channel. And that's all I've got for you right now. I'll see you guys again soon, Capricorn. Thank you.